Hello, everybody, and welcome to IWE Elimination Chamber from Houston, Texas. I am Jimmy Bly alongside Christopher Pierce and Anthony McCurry. Gentlemen, we start tonight off with the Intercontinental Championship Elimination Chamber match.
What a way to kick it off, the Big Red Machine, Kane. I mean, I don't necessarily think that the Big Red Monster really needs to have a structure like the Elimination Chamber to be able to wield out punishment, but we talk about it a lot here when we go to places like Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. There's always that entity, that other wrestler, if you will, that's in the ring that can inflict punishment. That's the steel structure.
Yeah, and this is one of those places that Kane is definitely going to be most comfortable in. He has always succeeded in these kind of matches, and it's just going to be impossible for you guys to feel comfortable when they get inside the ring with him, knowing that this is basically his playground, and he's going to be the one that you're going to have to look out for this entire match if you're going to try and win this.
I mean, and it's not just that. You know, he's one of the first to enter, so he's getting in a pod, so he might not even be the first of the ones out. He could be the last one out, and that's going to be disaster for everybody else in this match.
That's throwing a curveball, yeah.
You don't want to. Sure. Last participant, of course, all four members that we see come out here, Kane and the next three participants, they'll be locked in those Lexan pods. The final two coming out to start the match, and here's someone that's got a little bit of history with.
Sami Zayn coming down to the ring, and this is Sami's, I don't want to put any bad spell over it, but I don't think that Sami Zayn is kind of in his element in a way, but with the other competitors in the match, he's just going to have to watch his back.
Yeah, he's going to have to watch his back. Sami Zayn, you know, former YWC World Champion, if you remember, Christopher, back when the brands were split and we were running this show every week.
Remember that. He was actually a very good fighting champion, turned back a lot of contenders, and at least here in IWE he doesn't have to necessarily say there's a conspiracy against him since he's not actually starting this match. He'll get to be in one of those pods here for the at least opening segment of this matchup.
I would think and reflect on what's going to happen during this match, and we're talking about a fresh Kane. What about a fresh Sami? What do you think that he's going to be able to accomplish?
Well, I think that definitely in some of the areas of this Elimination Chamber, I mean, right there, that pod that he's going into, you can actually climb up on top of that. You can climb the chain link fence. So, for someone that uses a lot of high-flying offense, this could be something that could fit into his wheelhouse. And how about this? A little bit of an X factor. Our broadcast colleague Kyle Matthews walking into the Elimination Chamber, and kind of ironic that he's going to be taking part in a matchup with Kane. So I don't know if you remember this, Jimmy, but back during a Royal Rumble event, Kyle and Kane had a bit of a square-off.
Oh yeah, they did, and that was probably one of the funniest things I've seen in quite a long time, next to him losing to Charles Robinson. But, you know, he was so adamant about being a part of this match, so it looks like he got his way, and IWE management has put him in this match. And not only that, but he gets a pod. He's not starting this match.
Also looks like he stole Eric Rowan's clothes, but
a little wardrobe change from courtesy of another man, but he's not starting the match. That back brace, how much do you think that's going to be a factor? I know that he's not in the best fighting shape right now, but he could be the X factor where he might be out last and he might be able to come in when everyone else is hurt, especially late in the game. You never know how it'll play out, so this could benefit him if the dice gets rolled, luckily.
A strange structure, so I don't necessarily know if you have to be a great technical wrestler to be able to win inside the Elimination Chamber. You probably just have to be a brawler. You just have to be willing to fight.
That's true, and here comes our Intercontinental Champion. Apollo Crews actually is one of the two people that are going to start off this match.
Usually we talk about champion's advantage. This is champion's disadvantage, if you ask me.
Yeah, the way that the rules are structured for this event, it definitely, you come in with so much going against you if you're the champion, and he doesn't want to be pinned first, but you don't even have to be pinned necessarily, I don't think, to lose this match. So
yes, you do.
You have to be, yeah, that's right, this is how it works. But yeah, you definitely come in with a disadvantage. There's no way for you to escape, no rope break, there's no 10 count, so you can't escape. You're stuck with the others, and you know that they're all going to be gunning for that one man.
So I just want to point out real quick, the referee you see in this ring is not Ernest Wright. Ernest Wright didn't want to be anywhere near the structure, and for good reason. So instead, we just pulled a random fan out of the crowd and said, "Hey, you could be the referee."
Oh, WWE Universe! Don't you dare
not to be hit by any of the competitors here tonight, they'll have a better track record than Ernest Wright does.
Oh, and by the way, I totally lied. Apollo Crews is in a pod. I miscounted.
These guys are no strangers to structures. Well, there's one guy, I should say. Big E, not at all, not at all a unfavored in this match. Definitely one of the favorites going into this. He's got the power, he's got the speed. I would imagine he's probably going to have the stamina to go, since he's going to be one of the ones starting the match.
So we know the physical toll that our first two participants are going to take before the other members are released from their respective pods, but you brought up a very good point, Anthony. I just want to kind of get your guys' opinion on it. Would you want to be one of the ones to start out of the gate, get those maybe pre-match jitters completely out of the way, or would you want to be in the pod? Because you talked about the mental aspect, kind of psyching yourself up, or maybe even psyching yourself out before you go out there. It gives you a lot of time to be able to think.
It gives you plenty of time for you to calculate, kind of size up your opponents and see what they can do and see where their strengths and where their weaknesses are. I personally would want to be one of the last to come out, the freshest. Everyone else is going to be at the mercy of the structure and the mercy of each other. And you never know. It could be one of those X factors where that's all it takes for you to win is you just got the stamina to keep going.
And now, the last participant in this IC Elimination Chamber match, former Intercontinental Champion Cesaro.
Pound for pound, maybe one of the strongest men on the IWE roster, in my opinion. Cesaro, as you mentioned, the former champion, has the opportunity here to be able to reclaim the gold, and I found it interesting. You actually saw right there as well, Big E looked back at Apollo Crews, Cesaro eyeing the current champion from across the ring. They all kind of have him singled out as public enemy number one. They know that if they're going to take the championship away from him, they're going to have to pin him and take it that way.
He'll be one of the first to start tonight, one-on-one versus Big E to start the match, so have to find out exactly what he will be able to accomplish with Big E, because these two, they've squared off plenty of times before. We've seen fantastic matches between the two of them. This is going to be any different. The difference is that there's going to be about 4 other guys joining this match at some point as we get underway. Already Cesaro with the advantage.
Big difference that we're going to see in this matchup as opposed to other matchups we've seen where there's been more than 2 participants, whether it be a triple threat, a fatal 4-way. We're going to see when someone goes for a pinfall, nobody's going to be trying to break it up. They're not going to mind if somebody gets eliminated, because that means that it's just one less person they have to worry about.
Big E, just a mountain of a man here, starting to take advantage over Cesaro now, but Cesaro with a quick and a spine buster.
Even then, earshot of Braun Strowman and call Big E the mountain of a man.
I said he's a mountain of a man.
I'm pretty sure that was something that Braun Strowman was called as well.
Going for the pin early, down 1, quick count, up. I didn't think that was going to take that easy, as we're 10 seconds away for our next participant. Cesaro trying to mount the comeback, throws him up against the ring, tries to get it, and they run into each other again, throws him to the side. Who's going to come in? Oh, an amazing uppercut from Cesaro. Can he get the pin down? No, he's going to pick him up. Who's coming in? No, it's going to be Kane.
Kane just stepping over the top rope with ease here.
How anxious is Kane going to be to start getting involved in this, because he could just let Cesaro and Big E continue to wear each other down.
Well, Big E taking out both of them as Big E goes for the pin on Cesaro, gets the 1 kick out.
Definitely see the strategy by Big E, get the early eliminations, preserve his strength, realizing being one of the first 2 participants, he's going to have to go the longest of anybody, really.
Big E going right after Kane there, too. They've wasted no time. Look at the T-bone suplex.
It's like a house of fire right offense, no defense whatsoever right now.
Big boot from Cesaro, gonna go for the pin. Only gets one as we get our next combatant into the match. The roulette wheel spins around, and it is going to be Kyle Matthews entering the match. This is interesting.
I think Kyle choosing not to go right after Kane.
I think he was going to go after the referee before he realized it wasn't Charles Robinson.
Now Cesaro taking Kane out to the outside, and Matthews pounding away at Big E on the side ropes. In fact, he's going to go for a pin. Gets to one, kick out by Big E. You're going to have to do more than that if you want to pin Big E Langston. But right now, Kane was throwing Cesaro into one of the pods, and this is another thing that we were talking about, is that the pods themselves can be used as weapons.
Yeah, there's like some bulletproof glass for the Lexane pods. There's steel posts, and now there's a pin on the outside of the ring. Gotta remember that the entire structure is inbound. You don't have to be between the ropes to be able to go for a pinfall here.
Kane getting shoved through one of the pods, it looked like almost. And now here comes into the match Apollo Crews, set to try and defend his championship.
Sami Zayn, we know, is going to be the last one in. He'll be the freshest, but Apollo Crews, let's see, we saw a number of the competitors eyeing him as they entered into the steel structure. We'll see if they all try going for him as Kyle Matthews bridged there into a pin. Apollo Crews almost eliminated Kyle Matthews.
Have an odd number of people now in the ring, so one person's going to try to go after multiple here. As you see Kane trying to...
People in the ring. The referee is a person.
I hate you.
Now Big E setting up Cesaro for the big suplex off into the middle of the ring. Kane now gets into the fight as he picks up Cesaro and starts to work on him. Off in the corner, Apollo Crews working on Kyle Matthews, and I don't want to shed any ill light on Kyle Matthews, but you got to think he's at a severe disadvantage here. He's actually holding his own pretty well against the defending champion.
And he and Apollo Crews mixing it up quite a bit. Now Sami Zayn entering into the match. He's going to be mano-a-mano with Big E, and Kane with a bear hug on Cesaro.
A lot of action as Kyle Matthews throws Apollo Crews out to the outside, now goes after him as Big E starts to work on the fresh Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn hasn't been able to mount any sort of any sort of momentum. As soon as he got out of the pod, he went right to work by getting pummeled by Big E.
Oh.
His counter though.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a conspiracy theory about that.
Do we know the name of this fan that they've chosen to be the referee?
I think he said his name was DJ.
He's doing a heck of a job because he was aware of the fact that when Kane had the bear hug on Cesaro, that was a submission move, and he was keeping his eye on Cesaro, asking if he wanted to give it up. So he's doing maybe a little bit better job than Ernest Red ever did.
Flag down onto Big E, and now picks him up. You think that he might be going for something here, trying to eliminate. Oh, Big E with a counter though, and a huge clothesline onto Kane on the outside of the ring. Apollo Crews does nothing. For English deposits Kyle Matthews on the ground, and
Cesaro's got a pin. DJ, turn around. There we go. He sees it.
Oh, didn't even get a count off.
Nope, not at all. You have 3 different fights going on in 3 different areas of this chamber, so the poor referee got to be like an owl and have his head on a swivel.
Yep, 2 inside. Oh, Big E goes for a cover on Kane.
It's a count of 1 and then a kick out by Kane.
Look at Apollo. Look at Apollo just holding Kyle up.
Submission move. I bet that's trying to get him to submit. No, big suplex down by Apollo Crews onto Kyle Matthews, and now he's going to go up to the top rope. What does he have to do? A big splash onto Kyle Matthews. I think he rolled out of the way though.
No, he got Kyle's back.
We talked about that back brace targeting where that injury might be.
Guys, just letting you know, that's not a back brace. That's a part of his attire. This attire that Kyle Matthews is wearing is part of his favorite anime show, Dragon Ball Z.
10 championship belts or something.
No, it's part of his attire from it's an attire from Dragon Ball Z.
He wants to be the champion if he's pretending to be the champion. Whoa, a big counter by Kyle Matthews, and now going up to try and get Apollo Crews. Wouldn't it be something if Kyle can eliminate the defending champion first, and a big drop on the back of the neck?
Kyle Matthews is able to eliminate the champion. We never hear the end of it here at commentary.
Imagine if he won the championship.
Submission. Okay, he's got a choke on Big E.
Oh, there's one out. Big E submitted.
Is that a mandible claw? I think that mandible claw that Kane had on Big E.
Yes, indeed, Big E is out of the match with a submission by Kane, so Kane draws first blood as there's a pin by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has mounted a huge comeback against Cesaro now as those two have had a spirited battle on the outside of the ring, and now more work being done in that arm. You think that Sami's going to try and use that as a submission later on.
Let's not forget as well, Big E was one of the first two to enter into this matchup, and he is eliminated, so I'm wondering about Cesaro. He also was one of the
Ooh, and a big uppercut by Cesaro.
He's going to start feeling the effects of the fatigue, but he's got the cover on Kane.
And he gets him. Wow.
A big uppercut on Kane has eliminated him. A pin on the outside. Kyle Matthews couldn't get it.
So Kane going out second. Something that I didn't think would happen. Here comes Cesaro with a huge leg straight to Sami Zayn, and now shifts his focus over to the battle going on the outside. Now he's going back after Sami Zayn. Back to 2-on-2, a fatal four-way, if you will, as now Sami Zayn gets a big snap suplex down into the mat, and now on the outside, Kyle Matthews getting pummeled by the defending champ.
Man, I don't know about you, Christopher, but that almost looked like a 619.
Really did. I mean, obviously, when you're inside of a structure like the Elimination Chamber, you watch all the tape you can and maybe steal a move or two because you have to get creative inside a place like this.
Kyle was almost eliminated there by Apollo Crews, but now Kyle fighting back, fighting his own battle outside the ring with Apollo Crews and a big backbreaker that you can barely see off screen.
I think give our commentary partner credit. He has, for the most part, ever since he entered into this match, he has singled out the current champion, Apollo Crews, and he's held his own pretty well.
As indeed has taken all the punches that Apollo's given him and is able to even out some comebacks and some counters. It's like Cesaro's wheeling up for something. He wants to eliminate Sami Zayn at any cost. He's going to try and get him up as out on the outside. Apollo Crews still working on Kyle Matthews. And here we go. I think we're getting ready for a submission on to Sami Zayn. Locks it in. Can he get it locked?
We talked about no rope break here inside the Elimination Chamber. And I believe, yes, Sami Zayn is tapped out. We got a pin over on the other side here. Oh, 2 count. Apollo Crews almost eliminated Kyle Matthews, so we go from fatal four-way down to triple threat.
Oh, and Sammy being out, I'll bet you there's going to be some type of conspiracy theory on that one. Apollo, I don't think this is time to gloat to the crowd.
Got everybody down, so he's got time to be able to do it.
Oh, Cesaro, hard Irish whip right into the plexiglass.
How about Cesaro? One of the first to enter is still coming out strong. He's made it to the final 3. He's gone through 3 others. You got to think that he's feeling tired at this moment, but you got to remember Kyle Matthews came in shortly after Kane did, so he's also got to be feeling the heat of coming into this match for an extended period of time. He's been able to keep his own as he's going back to work on Apollo Crews, as on the outside Cesaro just trying to catch his breath. Whoa!
Ooh, the strength of Kyle Matthews.
Here comes
Well,
Cesaro.
talk about strength.
Whoa!
Oh.
Wow. Seen by Kyle Matthews, and instead of going for the pin, goes right back after Apollo Crews. Cesaro with 2 eliminations still in this match. The other
Kyle, package pile driver. Or excuse me, what was that? Double underhook pile driver. That's what he calls it. The double underhook pile driver. He pins Apollo Crews.
1, 2. We're guaranteed a new champ, guys.
And
Oh.
Matthews that eliminated the champion. It's down to Cesaro versus Kyle Matthews. Who wins this title? Cesaro off the top rope with a frog splash.
Superman flying through the air, landing on Kyle Matthews. Is this it?
Kick out at 2. Holy cow.
Guys,
Since the beginning, you gotta think that this is Kyle's game.
Christopher, you called it earlier. We're never going to hear the end of it. And a huge DDT on the outside.
And again, he'll go for the cover right here, and he will. DJ down on his knees for the count.
He got him.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh, you have got to be joking me.
New Intercontinental Champion goes to Kyle Matthews.
A man who was so adamant on being in this championship match that the IWE officials let him in, and boy, did he prove everything and all the shadows that that loss to Charles Robinson at WrestleMania was nothing more than a fluke victory. But now, can Kyle be champion? That's going to be the question. Or will he be a transitional champion?
He did it too. He eliminated not only the current champion, but the former champion in back-to-back pinfalls.
Yeah, and we got to give him credit, you know. Up next, we have our women's championship match, which is just a normal singles match here. And this is what's going to be interesting. I wonder who the opponent's going to be as we welcome Kyle Matthews back to the booth here. Kyle, what do you got to say?
I'm glad there's a spot on the table I can put this title. I cannot believe what just happened.
Well, that makes 4 of us.
Here comes Eve Torres, first combatant in this women's championship match. Pretty good stats on her part.
Well, this is a one-on-one match here.
So
a returning Eve too. You haven't seen Eve. I don't think this is Eve's debut in this entire company.
I believe you are correct.
All the big returns here. Now, Anthony, I believe you had a question.
it just comes down to, can she hold her own against the champion? That's the only thing that I have a question of, and I don't know. She's been successful in the past. I wouldn't imagine that it's going to be any different, but after what we just saw, anything's possible, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Kyle, I gotta ask you, I mean, obviously, congratulations on winning the championship, but, how often do we see you here at the commentary table now? Because you're gonna have to, at some point, defend that championship against
Whatever
somebody.
management wants.
And here comes the current IWE Women's Champion, Jessica Shelton. Now this is going to be an interesting match. Jessica regained the title over Charlotte at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And now this is her first title defense, and it's on a debuting Eve Torres.
No playbook to really be able to go back to and look at to scout your opponent. Now, granted, Eve Torres has been in other promotions, so you might be able to look back at some tape there, but when you're in a new promotion, you're stepping into the ring against somebody for the very first time, yeah, you're trying to spend maybe the first half of this match just figuring out the moveset of the opponent, and then trying to figure out not only your offense, but maybe counters to their offense as well.
This is the same situation that Charlotte Flair was facing off against Jessica in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Not a big playbook for Charlotte to look over, and it looks like it may have cost her the title.
Getting set for a one fall for the women's championship. It's a singles match for the championship. It's a stark contrast to what we just saw. But if I were to guess, I would go advantage to Jessica Shelton only because she's familiar with how the IWC works. She's been in this league for a big minute, and she's familiar with the territory. Eve Torres might pull off the upset, but if I were to guess, it would be Jessica Shelton with clear advantage.
And as you can see, it's the return of Ernest Wright.
And there is a champion's advantage in this match. Eve Torres can only become the champion if she pins or submits Jessica in the ring.
I miss DJ already.
DQ is on, but remember, there are no countouts in IWE.
So you do have still the rope break that you can offer up if you get in. Whoa, and already
nice
Jessica
drop
Shelton
kick
comes
right
out
off the
swinging.
bat.
And Shelton with the headlock now. Oh, almost like a guillotine submission immediately.
Trying to draw out anything that they can. I think it's a bit too early to call, but no submission. Eve Torres with the counter. Oh, huge backbreaker down onto the mat. And now Eve going to set up some offense of her own with a head smash.
We're kind of talking
Jawbreaker.
About Jessica Shelton's mindset coming into this against Eve Torres. Well, what about Eve? I mean, trying to get maybe the debut jitters out. never faced off against Jessica Shelton. So let's be honest, it's kind of basically both of these two women in the same area in terms of knowing their opponent and what they're going to be able to do.
I completely agree.
Already you see that Eve is working on the back of Jessica Shelton, might be trying to set something up for later as it goes to the top rope, delivers an elbow straight to the midsection of Jessica Shelton, and now Shelton on the ropes, getting up. What can Eve do this time around? Oh, with a huge whip into an armbar.
Yeah, cross arm breaker it looks like there.
No submission. Here comes here comes Shelton rather, trying to break out of it with a couple of shots to the head of Eve, and now we get back to square one.
I'm not sure what Shelton doing. Shelton has Eve against the ropes and a kick to the calf. Ooh, what's happening here?
Regardless of who wins this match, both of these competitors have to, have at least in the back of their mind the Royal Rumble winner, Nia Jax, getting that title shot at WrestleMania.
Great point there as well. Yeah, do you want to win or maintain the championship, knowing that Nia Jax is waiting in the wings? But oh wow, nice suplex there by Jessica Shelton, getting fired up here. Eve Torres looks to be caught a little flat-footed, at least for the time being.
Huge body shot from Shelton, puts her on the top rope. We're going to see Shelton set up a move here. What can Shelton get done? I think we're about to find out. A huge suplex in the works off the top rope. Huge suplex down onto the mat, and this is going to be a momentum shift for sure.
We saw just how gingerly Shelton got up off the mat. That took as much out of her as it did out of Eve. Kick out at 2, almost retaining the championship.
Yeah, big time superplex here. Now Shelton up, got her on her shoulders. Jessica physically carrying her to the side here, and a snake eyes off the top turnbuckle.
Do some damage to the head. Oh, a counter by Eve, gets some leg damage, and huge move down onto the mat, and this might be the momentum shift that we were all thinking that Shelton was going to have. Eve all of a sudden comes out and now going to the top rope to set up another move. Do you think that she's got it in her? And she does with a leg drop.
Big time leg drop from the top rope. Eve Torres very at home on the top turnbuckle. Might have wasted some time there, guys. I think she could have maybe tried to at least gone for a pinfall there.
And now Shelton is countering her of her own. Oh, a huge crossbody down onto the mat for Eve, as Eve with a somersault down onto Shelton. This is where the Eve needs to go in with a ground and pound while Shelton is down, needs to do as much damage as she possibly can. Picks her up, tries to get a move set up. What a huge counter by Shelton. This is what Shelton needs. She needs to have some kind of offense against Eve, because it's been pretty much all Eve for the last couple of minutes. We need to have some move from Shelton. She wants to keep her stamina up.
Oh, and another submission, another guillotine style submission. This could wear Eve down just enough.
Close to the ropes there. I don't think Eve Torres knows that she's that close, though. Gonna try and
the
power
strength
out
of
of
Eve
it.
Torres, nicely done.
Shelton's head whipping off the bottom rope there.
Yeah, that kind of worried me there too.
When you get into this part of the match, you're just trying to size up.
Oh, what a kick.
Goodness gracious. You're just trying to size up. You're trying to size up your opponent. These two have not really fought each other ever before, so right now they're just trying to figure out what each other are capable of, and I think right now Eve is doing a better job in the short run, but I don't think that it's going to pay off in the long run, but we'll have to find out.
Big German suplex.
There is the veteran Jessica Shelton knowing what to do when the chips matter.
And now starting to fire up. Big kick there by Jessica Shelton. Starting to mount that offense, starting to mount that flurry.
Ooh, what a move down right to the head. I don't know what she calls that, but whatever it was impressive. Rolling her over, goes for the cover, and Shelton retains.
You're not getting up from that. That was a huge shot down onto the mat. You're not going to recover quickly from that one.
What a great comeback there by Jessica Shelton. As you guys mentioned, Eve Torres was in complete control, and then Jessica just took it to a whole nother level and overpowered Eve Torres for an impressive title retain.
Great debut by Eve Torres, though, putting the women's division on notice. I don't think it's the last we've seen of her, and maybe just the first step towards trying to climb the ladder to get to that title.
Thank you. notice you mentioned. You think that this puts Jessica Shelton trying to put herself on notice for Nia Jax for a potential championship run at WrestleMania?
Yeah, statement win, no doubt.
Well, we've got one more pay-per-view between now and WrestleMania, and that is Fastlane. So if Shelton can make it through Fastlane, she'll be punching her ticket for that match with Nia Jax. As we switch gears now, we're going to focus on our main event, the IWE World Championship Elimination Chamber match. As the structure has been lowered down once again. 6 competitors, and we only know one of them, and that being Sheamus.
Ernest Wright making the walk of shame to the back. DJ getting back into the ring.
Oh, look at this.
Wow.
Interesting.
They had us wait to see if the defending Intercontinental Champion at the time, Apollo Crews, was going to start or be in a pod, but we know that Sheamus is absolutely going to be in a pod here for this match.
Current champion, gonna be one of the first into a pod.
Alright, guys, we can speculate, we can strategize, we can talk about what you need to do inside the chamber. Let's go to the source of a guy that was just in there and was successful. So Kyle, if you're walking into this as the champion, if you're Sheamus, what do you do?
Well, Sheamus does have what very little of a champion's advantage one might have, where he doesn't have to start this match. He can, stay in the pod, rest a little bit, study what his opponents are doing, and we have no idea when we're entering the match when we get into that pod. I mean, if our pod lights up, we're in. So, Sheamus gets a little bit of time to study what's going on here, so a little bit of an advantage for him.
I always wanted to know what a goldfish thinks about. What were you thinking about when you were in the pod?
He's refusing to answer that question, and I don't blame him.
Well, I don't think I was doing a lot of thinking.
I wasn't thinking at all.
Maybe a lot of panicking.
Yes.
Well, we know that the advantage, should we say that, will go to Sheamus, but it is a roulette wheel of a structure. Who gets let in? This is a roulette wheel of an opponent. Randy Orton is no stranger to this structure. In fact, he's competed in, I think, more of them than anyone else has. So we'll have to see what he can do back in the structure. But he's also a wild card of a man himself. You never know what he will. You never know what kind of strike you'll get from him.
Let's also remember here, guys, that a lot of the opponents we're going to be seeing walking down to the ring here tonight were not able to have an opportunity to go to WrestleMania in the Royal Rumble. A lot of members of participants from other organizations actually took part in that event. So we didn't see a Randy Orton be able to make his way down there and try and punch his ticket to the show of shows.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys see this as an advantage, or as an opportunity, I should say, that they didn't get in the Rumble match like you referred to.
And as Kyle said, waiting in the wings, gonna be watching this match and the next match at the next pay-per-view very closely. The winner of the Royal Rumble for the men's side, RVD.
And any one of these opponents is definitely going to keep RVD on their radar as well once we get to our next event. But Kyle, you're a champion now, so what kind of we're talking about champion's advantage versus the mindset that you're in when you are the champion. Well, now that you are a champion, what kind of mindset are these guys going to put themselves in if they get this championship, or what kind of mindset is Sheamus in right now?
Well, an advantage that Sheamus has, he knows who he's defending the belt against right now. So, right, for my case, I have no idea who I'm defending the belt against in the next pay-per-view.
Try and get the championship.
Can Seth Cole do what Kyle Matthews did earlier?
Never know. Miracles happen.
Seth Cole likes to take on the pirate persona, so I think right now he's being sent to the brig.
You would think, or you would think he would be thinking that.
He should be in a mixed tag team with Kairi Sane.
I agree.
Now
And
he
Paul
enters.
Burchill.
Oh yeah, that would.
Katie, no, it wasn't Katie Ray Burchill.
Now he enters the structure, gonna go into one of the pods, I guess, back to the brig. He's gone in.
Not starting the match. Not starting the match here, so it's about as good a situation as you can hope for if you're in one of these things.
One more free pod left, and I wonder who's gonna get it.
It sounds like a game show.
Dude. Oh, well, I think that narrows it down quite a bit.
Which one is it that we already saw Big E in the Intercontinental match?
It's either going to be Kingston or who's going to get? It is Kingston.
Kofi.
One half.
Champions, yep.
Yep, one half of the tag team champions, Kofi Kingston.
I'll say it again. I mean, he and Xavier Woods winning those tag team titles at the Royal Rumble against what I thought was the unbeatable team of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I mean, think of what this could mean for Kofi Kingston. Not only one half of the current tag team champions, but could also be heading into Fastlane as the IWE World Champion. I'm trying to remember back, and maybe you guys can kind of jog my memory. I don't think we've ever had a double champion here.
No, we've never had a double champion, and Kofi is.
Even going back to YWC, I don't.
Yeah, we've never had one, and Kofi has the opportunity to be the first ever double champion in IWE history.
My goodness.
History has been made in Elimination Chambers before.
We saw him coming out to the chamber, tossing pancakes into the crowd. I wish you'd have thrown one over here. I could use one after. Pretty damn hungry after that.
Let's make the odds of a double champion even greater. Kyle, get down there.
Hey, get in there, champ. Oh, someone who's starting the match, though. This is going to be interesting. We saw earlier that Cesaro was able to go a long ways, and you mentioned that Cesaro, pound for pound, was one of the strongest men in that Elimination Chamber. I think you got to give it to this guy for pound in the Elimination Chamber.
Well, Kurt Angle's walking to the ring with a purpose. He's got one thing on his mind, that's revenge, because he had the title lifted from him last time out at the Royal Rumble.
I can attest with Cesaro being probably pound for pound the strongest guy out here. I wasn't all that thrilled when I saw that it came down to me and him in that match.
I know, but you got lucky too, because with him being one of the ones that started the match, he was much more tired than you were.
Talk about tired. I'm worried about Kurt Angle, to be honest, because one of the things we saw back at the Royal Rumble in the match between him and Sheamus was just how quickly Kurt Angle would have the fatigue set in. He's going to have to start this matchup with the oncoming opponent. He's going to be in there the longest. I'm not necessarily certain that last time out he showed us that his endurance is all that good.
And wrestling
And
with the chip on his shoulder. Holy cow.
Yep, Kurt Angle's chances just went way down.
Well, the sixth and final entrance is going to be none other than the Dead Man himself.
Absolutely incredible.
Guys, I just got goosebumps. I don't know about you.
Well, it just got chilly in here. I don't know.
Yeah, the temperature has dropped dramatically here as it's the Phenom,
Just take it, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
the Undertaker.
This is just shifted from a survival match into a must-survive match.
Now, Undertaker's no stranger to Elimination Chamber matches. What about Kurt Angle? Has he been in? I can't remember. Has he been in an Elimination Chamber match before?
Honestly, I don't think he has.
He's been inside Hell in a Cell, but I don't think he's ever been inside Elimination Chamber.
I think out of all the 6 men we have in the ring right now, the two that stick out to me is definitely going to be Sheamus, because he's been in quite a few of these Elimination Chamber matches as well. But definitely going to be the Undertaker, only because, it's not that much different from a Hell in a Cell. It's just more people, and we know that the Undertaker is synonymous with Hell in a Cell. As far as I'm concerned, this is just Hell in a Cell with extra steps.
Well, it might be a little bit more to his advantage than Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell, you actually have to pin your opponent inside the ring. You don't have to do that here in the Elimination Chamber.
I know Kofi Kingston has experience in the Elimination Chamber as well, so. And then at least one.
He was also, I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, but he was in what was a tag team Elimination Chamber match.
Oh, that is right, yes. He was in the Elimination Chamber a couple of years ago that launched what we now know as Kofi Mania.
What do you think is going through the mind of Kurt Angle right now?
What do you think is going through the minds of our Royal Rumble winner when he sees that The Undertaker could be his opponent heading into WrestleMania?
Well, Rob Van Dam has faced The Undertaker before, so...
Well, that's a chilling sight. RVD, if you're watching, this could potentially be your match. And I don't know if I'd envy your position right now.
It's kind of funny how this worked out, but the two men starting this match are the two oldest and the most experienced, in the field, and they're starting this match out. So that could be a disadvantage for both Undertaker and Kurt Angle, even more so for starting this match.
But because they have the experience, they know how to last through these matches. A lot of the younger guys you'll see come out with a burst of energy, and then they don't have anything to use at the end of the match. These guys, they know what it takes to go the full distance, so it might just be that they have that extra edge over everybody else. That's the difference.
Well, here we go.
And I don't want to be the ref in this match either.
Starting things out here, we have a Hall of Famer and a surefire Hall of Famer here in the future.
Already going for
Look at
Snake
this.
Eyes with a cover on Angle.
Wow. Undertaker making a statement already saying, hey, I don't care how I have to do it. I don't care how fast or how slow it's going to happen. I'm getting rid of all of you. I'm headed for WrestleMania.
As ambitious as that attempt was, you're going to definitely have to do more than that on the outset.
Taker trying to show his dominance, but Kurt Angle starting to fight back a little bit here.
Got to remember here too, guys, that Sheamus, the champion, is inside. Well, we're gonna check out the match options here. So as we do that, let's quickly talk about Sheamus being the current champion. We know that he's going to be coming out at some point in this matchup, but he doesn't necessarily have to come out last of the opponents to be able to make sure he maintains his championship, because our own Kyle Matthews, when he won the IC title earlier on tonight, came out as the fourth participant.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall. I'm gonna break the fourth wall and say I totally didn't think that happened.
Kevin Dunn, what are you doing?
Guys in the production truck messing around with the settings. Not the time to do that here in the middle of a match. And here comes the champ, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
DJ, get out of the way of Sheamus.
Now immediately going after the Undertaker. He wants to get that big man out of the ring. Oh, but the Undertaker with a counter of his own, he gets down to the mat, and now both of the experience. Oh, never mind. Kurt Angle says, "No, I want this all to myself." A huge arm straight to the Undertaker.
Very interesting. You saw Sheamus go immediately to the Undertaker. We're talking about him possibly being the favorite. I think Sheamus just kind of answered the question of who he thinks his biggest opponent is going to be so far.
Look at Sheamus go for the cover on the Undertaker.
Not even a sweat from the dead man. We get our fourth entry into this match in a mere second. Who is the unfortunate soul that has to get into the match with this lot? And it's going to be Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Mania. Could it happen again here in IWE?
Dual champion on the line for Kofi Kingston. Oh, Sheamus with a huge counter. Here comes Undertaker with a huge drop onto Kingston and himself against Sheamus. You know how quickly, look how quickly he shifted his attention from one to another. But now Kingston, sensing the advantage with the fresh legs, comes in, and now with a huge backdrop.
This is the kind of match where you need to have eyes in the back of your head as Kofi goes for the cover on the Undertaker and Taker able to kick out.
Kurt Angle, look at Angle working on Sheamus in the corner, trying to get any advantage he can, as now Undertaker works again on Kingston on the outside of, or towards the outside of the ring. We get our fifth entrance into the match. It's going to be Seth Cole.
And Seth Cole gonna join the match. That means the Viper is gonna be the last person into the ring.
Now, Kyle, we saw you when you entered into the match. You went immediately for the then champion Apollo Crews. Are you surprised that more individuals aren't going after the Celtic Warrior right now to guarantee a new champion leaving tonight?
I think most people are going after either Undertaker or Kurt Angle. Speaking of Undertaker, we'll go back to the old school here.
Oh, we got a submission here. Looks like a Taz mission right now by Kurt Angle on Sheamus.
But back to your point there, I think everybody's just wanting to go after either Kurt Angle or Undertaker just because they've been in there the longest and it might be easier to eliminate.
I wonder how many RKOs we're going to see, as here comes the Viper, Randy Orton.
I mean, I went into the match. I went into the Intercontinental match thinking, hey, thinking like Ric Flair, hey, to be the man, you got to beat the man. That's why I went after Apollo.
Look at Seth Cole with a Alabama slam to Kurt Angle, and immediately Randy Orton picks up Angle where Seth left off. Cole now working on Sheamus, Orton now working on Angle.
Keep an eye on the far side there. Undertaker delivered down into the steel grating. Now there is padding there, but there is steel grating underneath. So that padding doesn't do a whole heck of a lot as Kingston and Undertaker on the outside. And now Kingston, and now we got covered. Sheamus pinfall there on Seth Cole, and Seth Cole able to kick out.
Yeah, I don't think that Cole had it. He wasn't close enough to be able to get him down yet. He's still relatively fresh, although the referee took a sweet time getting there as well. It might be one of these things where the ref is, his attention is divided between 6 guys. It might be a little bit before we get a call, and that might be the difference to who wins this championship.
Kingston with a side Russian leg sweep on Randy Orton. Now Angle to the outside.
Taker going at it right after. Taker still going after Kurt Angle. Those are the 2 that started this match, and they're just still keeping eye to eye.
Extracurricular activity going on outside the ring between the 4 that were in the pods, and now it's Angle and Undertaker on the inside. Oh, this might be it for Angle. A choke slam in the center of the ring. This is the worst thing that could have happened to Angle. 1, 2, and he might be out, and he is.
He is.
We've got another cover. Orton covering Kofi.
Seth Cole on Sheamus.
Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston. Boy, there's a lot of history between those 2.
Oh, yes, there is.
Now Undertaker sets his sights on Cole, throws him into one of the pods, and first elimination goes to the dead man. You got to think that that's got to be some momentum. As on the outside, you've got Sheamus, Orton, and Kingston in a 3-way battle between themselves, and now Kingston gets himself thrown into the pod.
A little bit of interesting trivia here tonight in the Elimination Chamber. Both of our matches.
Tombstone!
And that's got to be it. Referee could count to 10 if he wanted to. He could count to 100.
No, kicked out!
Kicked out!
Seth Cole refusing.
The resiliency from Seth Cole. You don't see many people kick out of a tombstone.
I was going to mention that the first pinfall in both of our Elimination Chamber matches here tonight go to the Brothers of Destruction. Kane had the first elimination match in the IC title match, and Undertaker the first elimination here in the World Championship match.
But a statistic that he doesn't want to carry over from that first one is the second one that was eliminated was Kane. He does not want to be the second one eliminated. Is up top now, working on Cole again. You got to think that Seth is just trying to figure out where he is right now after that tombstone. And now, oh no, this might be the end of it if Taker hits this move. He's not done with him yet.
Talk about the outside.
Still working on Randy Orton. Look at Sheamus. I mean,
Oh, follow away slam there by the Undertaker.
Standing around resting a little bit there. Good strategy by Sheamus.
2.
Cole
and
kick
another
out
kick
Again,
out.
Seth Cole. I mean, wow, Undertaker can't believe it.
And the thing that shocks me about it the most as well, guys, is you talk about the extracurricular activity on the outside. Seth Cole, during this matchup, has had his head delivered to the steel beam there on the Lexian pods, not once, but twice.
Well, now he delivers a head blow to Taker himself on the outside cage, so starting to get, a little bit offense against the dead man, but now, this might be bad.
You see Kofi Kingston? Orton delivered the patented backbreaker, and Kingston kicked right back up.
Trouble in paradise.
Oh, this could be it for Randy Orton. Oh, he's asking for it. Oh, Kingston's asking for it. Can he hit it?
There
He
it
hits
is.
it.
Spoke too soon, but Kofi hit it there.
And you could kiss Orton goodnight if that holds up. A 2 count is always good for.
Wow. Oh, look at Sheamus. Lower back.
A lot of determination here tonight. We've seen Seth Cole kick out of a tombstone, and now we just saw Randy Orton kick out of Trouble in Paradise.
How bad do you think they won? I think we're being shown right here and now.
They don't want to wait until they have another shot. This is their shot. They can't rely on...
Ooh, a nice drop kick. Nice drop kick there by Randy Orton.
Can't rely
Setting
on
Sheamus up
management
for
to
a
give them another shot.
big neck breaker to Sheamus. And
Cover.
here's Seth Cole going for the cover.
Could the champ be gone?
Kick out at 2 for Sheamus. Defending champion going into this match. You got to think that we've talked a lot about these other guys. What's on the line for them? What's on the line for Sheamus? He either has to win this match to defend his champion and face RVD later on, or he has to get to the back of the line.
Ooh, look at the knees by Kofi to the Undertaker. Now a double team on the Undertaker.
Yeah, very interesting. We saw not too long ago Kofi Kingston deliver Trouble in Paradise to Randy Orton, and now they're working together against the Dead Man.
Did you see the speed and ferocity that came into Randy Orton? Almost a kick out. He got him at 2.5. But that is just the speed that Undertaker has.
This match is a lot. Here
Sheamus,
comes Sheamus
got
for
a
the cover.
2, and another kick out by Seth Cole.
I don't know I don't know what Sheamus calls that running senton. I know he calls it something. I just don't know what.
I can't remember either.
This match is a lot like the Royal Rumble. You're going to see some temporary alliances. Like you mentioned with Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton working together against The Undertaker. Now Orton seems to be knocked out. Now Kofi going to cover The Undertaker.
Is this it for the Dead Man? A kick out at 2, but that was a long hold. The Undertaker definitely is getting worn down. He was the first to enter the match. I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to hit with stamina, but he's the master at this. He might be able to get it done. Orton's looking for something, though.
Ooh, a Luthez press by Randy Orton to the Undertaker.
Pound of Randy Orton, and now you can sense the momentum shift for the Viper as now Kingston comes in to try and spoil the party. I don't think that this is going to matter, though, as Orton with a huge move onto the Undertaker, and this might be the beginning of the end.
Randy Orton, the last participant into the match, squaring off with the first participant, and now Kofi Kingston getting involved there, and I kind of question Kofi's strategy because it looked like the Undertaker had Orton on the ropes for the time being.
Now we're just seeing the battle of wills right now between these men. Seth Cole has been pinned more times in this match than I think anybody else has, and he's kicked out every single one of them.
Oh, Kofi Kingston with a tremendous drop kick to the air.
Oh, there's a calf crusher by Seth Cole on Sheamus.
DJ has his sights set on that, asking Sheamus if he wants to give up.
He holds on to it, but just barely. What kind of damage you think that's got to do to the leg of Sheamus as he came into this match third, so he's going to be worn out as well as Seth Cole goes for the cover. Gets a 1, gets 2. He might have, whoa! If it was any more close, you could have put a paper between the mat and the referee's hands. That was incredibly close.
My goodness.
This has been a match of near falls, and we still have 5 guys remaining in this match.
And the weight of the championship on Sheamus, the weight of the dual championship potential for Kofi Kingston, the drama going into this match. What do you have to do to keep your emotions in check while trying to keep your body from giving up on you? As we got 3 of them down right now, Sheamus and Cole, the only 2 standing.
And they're playing musical ropes.
Little do-si-do there. That was interesting.
Cole gives the first shot to Sheamus, and Sheamus quickly deposits Cole to the outside of the ring. Kofi's back up, Taker's back up as well. The only one down still is Randy Orton. But look at the leg drop from Kofi Kingston, and now
Taker's
gonna go into
the pin.
2. Do we get 3? We do.
Yes, Orton's eliminated.
Wow.
Orton and
Undertaker has eliminated both eliminations so far.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, look at white noise. Look at Sheamus. Sheamus with white noise on the outside to Kofi Kingston. Referee in position.
Uh-oh. Styles Clash.
Styles Clash to Taker.
And Kingston's been eliminated, and Undertaker's been eliminated.
We're down to 2.
Can we have 2 upsets in one night?
The defending champion Sheamus versus the upset kid Seth Cole.
And Seth Cole, I think, was going for the Celtic Cross, the ultimate upset, the ultimate, if you will, insult to Sheamus. Oh, he went for the bro kick and missed.
I think Seth Cole's been training with AJ Styles. We've seen a lot of his moves here tonight.
Seth Cole mounting his own offense against Sheamus as he gets a drop kick down onto Sheamus. Now with the reverse neck breaker onto Sheamus. This is mounting a charge for Seth Cole. You think that the momentum has shifted heavily towards him. Oh, but a counter from the Celtic Warrior puts him down on the ground.
Caught himself in the ropes somehow and able to get through.
Just kind of get the feeling that if one of these two individuals hits their big move, that this is going to be game, set, match.
Well, we've seen that so far in this match. How many near falls have we seen?
Oh, good point.
Nice swinging neck breaker there by Seth Cole to Sheamus, but man, you know, I want to point out, remember, oh, Pele kick.
I don't think he got all of it, though. I think he missed just a bit of it.
Is that it? Oh, kick out by 2. Yeah, Sheamus. Not ever even slight sweat off of that kick out from Sheamus.
Remember earlier, Sheamus went for the bro kick and missed, so Seth avoided disaster there.
Oh, the good counter by Sheamus getting out of the corner and now goes to work on it. It actually comes down with a pin of his own. Referee starts the count. Can he get it? No, kick out at 2.
Seth Cole tried the Pele kick, didn't get all of it. Sheamus with a clothesline, trying to eliminate Seth Cole. So a lot in these guys' arsenal that they haven't quite pulled out yet. And look at this, to the outside we go, because this is considered inbounds. Now the Elimination Chamber might start to play its part into who's going to win this title. As soon as I say that, back in between the ropes.
They don't have to stay here, and they definitely know that, but I think they're so beat up. They're so tired from the length of the match, just what they've gone through so far. I don't think any of them want to get outside of the ring. The ring right now is their best friend, is Sheamus now mounting a comeback. Oh, look at the huge backbreaker.
Irish
He's going
curse
to do
back.
it again.
Yep, the Irish curse backbreaker to Seth Cole.
Trifecta, if you will.
Oh, you can see the anger on Sheamus's face. Goes for the cover on Seth Cole. Is that enough to retain? And it is.
Sheamus retains the title in an extremely competitive match that saw so many near falls. Sheamus comes out on top.
Very impressive title defense there for Sheamus, and what an effort by Seth Cole. I mean, I think he stole the show in this match.
This is usually the type of matchup where the champion does not leave still carrying the gold. The odds are not in their favor, so this is a huge statement win for Sheamus. One pay-per-view removed from winning the title, defends it tonight. Look out, Rob Van Dam, because I think you're going to have one tough Celtic Warrior to have to deal with at WrestleMania if he keeps it by the time we get to Fastlane.
Yeah, that's going to be the same thing, too. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys for Fastlane.